Hey guys, how you doing today? My name is Brendan Reviews, and welcome to another episode in the 31 Days of Horror Season 2. What movie are we talking about? So, speaking of twos, Demons 2. That's what we're talking about today. And though I do absolutely love the first one, thinking the first one is extremely fun with some great practical effects, what is my opinion on the second movie? Well, in my opinion, the second movie is not so good. And there's a reason why there isn't a third movie. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. Demons 2 follows this couple, this guy, he's trying to help out his pregnant wife. They're inside of this extremely big apartment complex, and they're living inside of this place, and just, they're trying to get their life together. A guy has a decent job and all that, and all of a sudden, one day, this girl in an apartment next door happens to be having a birthday party, and while her birthday party has gone to shit, she's having an awful day, she wished the surprise party never happened, and this horror movie comes on her movie screen, right? And this demon crawls literally through the screen and attacks her, causing her to become a demon, and from there on out, they infect everyone inside of the apartment building, and it's about them all trying to get out, our couple trying to get out of this apartment building alive, yeah. So, what makes this movie falter as compared to 1985's original? In my opinion, though this movie does have some decent pluses, the soundtrack is also pretty good in this movie, and some of the gore in this movie is good. Ultimately, this movie suffers from a lack of inspiration, and this movie suffers from trying to be the original and it being too safe of a sequel. It's just the same movie inside of an apartment complex, down to the point where even one of the cast members from the first movie is recast as a different, not recast, but like he's used again in this movie as a completely different character. And it just feels too safe, Though we get this really, in my opinion, the best scene in the movie is the scene where all the guys in the apartment complex are down in this parking garage, and the demons, there's a horde of them, and they're chasing after, and they're all getting attacked, right? And it's about, and how all of them just start to, fight off these demons inside of the parking garage. They're using the weights from this gym, they're using guns and shotguns. It's basically like an army of civilians against these demons, and that's the best scene in the movie. But ultimately, there is a really sad moment with this little girl who's trapped inside of this car, witnesses her father just get fucking massacred in front of her by the demons, and then the demons turn and look at her and try to get into the car, and wow, that moment's really sad. But ultimately, the movie as a whole pales in comparison to the original, and that's due to a lack of decent scares, the cinematography not being as good, characters not being as fun, the soundtrack is good, the gore isn't as fun. Ultimately, it is a massive step down all across the board, with cast members that just aren't as good as the ones from the original, and just the setting itself being in an apartment building instead of a movie theater just is not as fun, and I don't think makes a whole lot of sense. To me, it didn't make sense why the demon even came about to begin with, whereas even though in the movie theater setting, with the movie having the mask, it at least made sense that the prop mask that was displayed could cause the curse, At least that made some sense, But ultimately, in this movie, a demon comes out of the TV and causes a outbreak. Which, yeah, in my opinion, Demons 2 is not that great, and does pale in comparison. It does have some good soundtrack moments, for sure. It does have some decent scenes, but ultimately, as a whole, you're left very unsatisfied and wanting more from the movie. You're feeling like as if you want more to have come from the scenes, more weight, more emotion, more characters. In my opinion, Demons 2 should have been a follow-up to what the cliffhanger was at the end of the first movie, which was when they get out of the movie theater, they see that society is also being overtaken by the demons too. And basically, in my opinion, it would have been a much better sequel for it to have been almost like an apocalyptic kind of movie, following the main character from the first movie after all of the deaths that he witnessed, and how he's trying to solve this whole demon crisis, and how the rest of the world responds to it. But that's not what we got, and ultimately Demons 2 falls flat. So, guys, Demons 2, I'm gonna go ahead and give a 4.5 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's an okay movie. I'd say it's slightly less than okay, but not down to a point where it's a completely bad movie. I just think it's less than average. So there you go. My name is Brendan Reviews. I hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever the fuck time you guys are watching this, and I will see you all next time.